Jacobson with campus reform. A recent poll came out that shows that 48% of Americans disapprove of the job that Kamala Harris is doing in office right now.
Well,
We're here in Georgetown today to talk with students about Kamala Harris. Do they approve of the job she's doing? And if yes, can they name any specific accomplishments or policies that they're especially proud of? Let's find out. I want to get your thoughts on our Vice President, Kamala Harris. What do you think of her? Is she doing a good job in office?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Like her. I think it's very inspiring to see
Inspirational.
our first, woman vice president.
I do love having a woman, person of color, Democratic leader in that position, and I think she's
Nice racist thoughts.
great representation.
I feel like definitely it's amazing to have a woman vice president, and
These
we're
are two
making
girls from California.
great headway with that, and she's a definite girl boss.
Ethnic girl boss.
I think she's doing great.
History on crime, I disagree with, but she seems to be reforming that opinion at least
Do you
to
want all
some
people?
degree.
Do you want all
I think that
criminals let
she's-
loose?
Never really been dedicated to caring about the communities she's a part of. Promotes incarceration, promotes policing, is more dedicated to upholding
The law. Upholding the
a
law.
carceral state than taking it down.
So you think we should take down the prison system?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
she's doing a pretty solid job.
I really do agree with a lot of the policies she's been putting out, and I think she's a great
You couldn't
vice
name
president.
one policy,
What policies
honey.
specifically do you agree with?
Name it. Yeah, well then keep your mouth shut.
Can you tell me some? Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't know what her policies are.
Yeah, maybe you're just an idiot.
Maybe you can just cut that part out.
Can you name
No,
any
we won't
specific
edit that part
accomplishments that
out.
you're super proud of?
Not really.
Besides her being the
A
first
woman?
in so many different forums, that would be my first
She's
thing.
the first idiot, the
Off
first
the
moron.
top of my head, I can't
You don't
think
have a
of
top.
any of them.
No, and that's exactly what I mean. That's probably shamefully my party partisanship showing through to some degree.
I can't really, to be totally honest. What I really like is that she does kind of give the nation a positive face, being the first woman president.
No, honestly, I don't really keep up with politics. On social media, I've seen that she does great posts, so yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
name any
what?
specific
Name a
accomplishments that
post.
she's had since she's taken office?
No, not any specific ones particularly. No,
not anything. Not
What do you like about her?
specific.
Just I think
Just-
she's doing a good job.
What specifically do you like about her?
I think she has a.
How do you think she's handling the border?
I have no clue on that.
I have no clue.
Not well. I
Not
think
well.
that we need complete reform at the border, and that's not happening from her, which is surprising.
From what I have heard, the conditions
haven't heard
there at the
anything.
border are not the best.
She needs to control the border, yeah.
I say let them cross the border.
Yeah, you're an
But that's just
idiot.
me.
That's just you.
Well, with that one, I would definitely say that she should be monitoring it a little bit more closely.
I want to get your reaction to a few statistics that came out. 48% of Americans say they disapprove of the job that Kamala Harris is doing in office, and that's the lowest rating of a vice president since the 1970s. What's your reaction to this?
My first thought is I wonder, it's interesting that the first kind of woman and person of color is getting the low ratings as opposed to all the white men that I haven't
Oh, here
loved
we
in
go.
the past.
I mean,
White
again, she's
man.
a woman and of color, so
She's an idiot no more and has
probably
nothing
a
to do
little
with their
bit of
colors.
a skew.
I'm not super surprised about that, knowing the racism and
Oh, here we go, the big R
misogyny in
word.
this
Throw it on the
country that
table
is
with
very prevalent
misogyny,
still
too.
today.
I think they're probably targeting her because they
They
hate women.
It's possibly
They hate
the way
women.
that her party has been selling her alongside the social issues. They've been selling her alongside intersectional lines when in reality they should be selling her based off of her policy and herself as a politician. I wouldn't doubt that there are a lot of people who disapprove of that or just disapprove of her because of frustration with how she's been sold so far.
You know, out of all the people in this clip, at least this guy seemed to have at least the intellectual honesty, and seemed out of everybody here. And let's just call a spade a spade. The women that were interviewed in this group were all ditzes. They had absolutely no freaking clue as to what was going on. I mean, literally, none of them. The two from California, the Valley girls in the black jumpsuits, they were just absolutely, I mean, that in of itself, folks, right there, gave you a microcosm of Valley Girls. And I thought that ended in the 80s and the early 90s or whatever. But obviously they're present in the 21st century. But this guy, as I said before, intellectual honesty, knew somewhat of what he was basically talking about when he was saying in terms of Kamala Harris. It was all the things about her incarceration statistics, how she was putting away a lot of black men at the time in California for possession, for committing crimes. And this thing came back to sort of bite her during the debates when people were calling her a racist all of a sudden. When she was doing it, nobody complained at that point. As soon as she starts running for president, all of a sudden that thing gets thrown back in her face. That she was, going after these men just because she was black, trying to make a name for herself. Now, obviously, I didn't go over each and every single case over there, but there are some aspects to Horizontal Harris. That's her nickname, Horizontal Harris, because that's how she made it to the top of the political totem pole by being horizontal, perhaps maybe even sometimes being vertical, maybe even sometimes perhaps just being upside down. I mean, you never know about these things. You know what I'm talking about. But anyways, what he's talking about, they're trying to package her. They're trying to sell her. They're trying to put this thing around her that she knows what she's doing. She's involved in so many things. She's taking a lot of load off of Joe Biden so that he can concentrate on working hard. And she can do all the other things that need to be done by a vice president. Well, folks, these people, they couldn't name a single solitary thing that she has accomplished. She can't, we all have an idea as to why bumbling, stumbling, fumbling, bumbling Biden, can't talk because of his dementiated, brain. He's a senile old fool, basically being propped up as a president of the United States of America. But we know that it's because of early onset Alzheimer's. And that's why he has this word salad mishmash. My question to ask is, what is Kamala Horizontal Harris's, excuse? What's the reason for her word salads? What's the reason for the way that when she gives a speech, if she's not on teleprompter, you're basically doing the same thing? She's stumbling, she's bumbling, she's mumbling. What is going on with that? So anyways, once again, trying to find some college students or young adults who know what they're talking about, have some semblance of an idea of the political topics of the day. They at least know something about what their president, vice president are doing, something, just anything. You name one little thing. Unfortunately, they can't, except for maybe one or two. And then even tiny, small tidbits come rushing out amongst the verbal diarrhea. Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I've been your host. My name is Dr. Nasser. If you haven't done so already, we'd love you to subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow us. You all know what to do. Give us your thoughts, your comments down below. Check out our video links above and below. Let you know, and I'll give you my final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.